I think it sort of originates for me in a love of TV and TV programmes and being a latchkey kid, kind of coming home and watching copious amounts of bad TV mainly. But maybe kind of formally, kind of, you know, I could talk about through art school and being introduced to kind of like early filmmakers and then kind of early video practice as well, and the idea of kind of combining performance for video, I think I found very liberating. But I think it does stem back to kind of TV. It's certainly like a love of the medium anyway. I think that's kind of quite difficult to pinpoint, because I think it you know, there are sort of various kind of sort of popular cultural kind of references, you know. Again, I could talk about sort of TV, but also just, you know, runs through kind of cinema and literature. You know, within art, certainly my sort of main interest in sort of doing video performance work came out of looking at 60s practitioners, sort of people like Nauman, people that I mention all the time, Conchi, Adrian Piper, people like that, and kind of, yeah, looking at their kind of sort of practice and sort of trying to adopt those strategies, and I think it's very easy as well as a student to do that, because, you know, you just need a cheap camcorder in yourself basically, and you can kind of do whatever. So for me it was accessible. Initially I sort of, you know, because a lot of the early works were me in front of the camera, it was quite difficult because it's kind of this closed loop where it's, you know, you're looking at yourself and then editing yourself, and, you know, you're involved in the conceptualisation, the production, dissemination, all of it. I think the idea of kind of adopting personas really was a way, maybe not initially consciously, of kind of distancing myself and allowing a kind of sort of gap. But I think also just generally as well, I've been quite interested in like role play and masquerade, and I sort of do have a kind of sort of theatre kind of performance background. That for me again links back into kind of sort of like TV, and I've got this certain way of operating when I make videos. Like I have this idea, I have like a 10-minute threshold, like it's probably reducing now to like 5 minutes, like boredom threshold, where there's only a certain amount that can sort of hold my attention, and it's thinking about, well, you know, how can I make people who are inherently not really going to stop and watch things in galleries kind of engage with something. So like music and sort of, you know, sort of dressing up, kind of like humour, kind of art, sort of devices, obvious kind of like TV devices as well, to kind of engage people in the work. That particular residency in Brazil, I think, was really kind of just an amazing kind of, you know, experience. I think just because it just kind of sort of opened things out really, and I think having an opportunity to kind of work in a different context really provides a kind of sort of focus for you to kind of sort of look at yourself and in which context you're already operating in, because you have this kind of measure to kind of look against yourself, and I think in that particular experience in Brazil as well, just because of, you know, the difference in culture from the UK, just kind of really opened things out really, and I was able to do things that I would never really have kind of sort of, you know, done before or done in the UK, and also being kind of exposed to new artists as well. So. Yes, I mean, if I was being honest, yeah. I think that, you know, I sort of draw on my, you know, things that I kind of like, and I mean, I don't know whether there are so many literal references to my life, but certainly there is a kind of definite strong sense of a sensibility that I might have in terms of things that I like, and maybe trying to kind of like the way I use music maybe, or kind of references to kind of cultural things, or dressing up. So yeah. Well, I'm sort of doing this project, which is a commission for a foundation, and it's been curated by Grassdale Arts, and it's called, it's got a really quite a dodgy title called Agri-Fashionistas, and it's a web-based project, so they're commissioning artists to come up with TV programmes for this web-based TV channel, and the idea is it's going to be kind of live broadcast programme. So I'm developing this project called Urbania, which is where there's a collective of us, and we're kind of trying to realise this vision of an urban future.